Good morning, it's Kaspar, and it is 9:01 a.m. on 4/24/2017. I am going to have to record more. I was hoping not to, but it's pretty clear that whomever runs the fusion centers in Florida are deeply criminally insane, and no matter how you stand down, they're going to kill. Their intent is to kill you. There's just no question. This is what this has been since we filed with the UN on March 18th. Last night's uh, energy weapon attack, and I'm not going to even call, I'm not even going to use their names as much as possible because they already set up a whole storyline on those names, and that's not good for the folks who report this stuff at all. In fact, the majority of us who have tried to report what we are enduring to any medical professional end up being, what's that thing, put into like a psych ward. Yeah, it's really out there. But it's not, because it's really old totalitarian, behavior. Guys, I live on one of the quietest streets I've ever lived on until, particularly when I started working on behalf of my community 3 months ago. But as of about the 21st of March, I believe it was, because we sent the UN documents on March 18th, we've not yet heard back from the UN, so who knows what's actually happening there. And we have reached out to them a number of times now, via email as well as calls. But since then, they're nothing if not consistent. Pardon me, I haven't even brushed my teeth because last night's attack was so bad that my whole right side of my body was burning for 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to get back to sleep after waking up at 12:18 because of the severe burning of my body. I mean, you can see I'm very swollen today, and my eyes are very red. And I finally found refuge in my home. I know how to do this. And I can't believe I should have, Jamo should have known this. He watched for like a month while I was getting cooked, and he did nothing because I was getting really cooked. I'm not quite sure what he was enduring. I really don't know. But anyway, I finally found refuge. So I'm in safe harbor pretty much at night now. Although they did use some pretty big guns to wake me up this morning at about 8:20, and I would have probably slept until 11, to be honest. But since then, the campaign to apparently terminate me has been off the map, and so I've had to stand down. Um, but I just wanted everyone to know that I have very thoroughly documented and sent to a wide variety of people around the world my evidence of particularly the past 6 years of very, very severe torture. That's the word I'm going to use. It's torture. What is done in these 21st century Zet programs is torture. We can put all kinds of spinny little names on it to make it a little bit more digestible and acceptable. But at the end of the day, illegal surveillance, hmm, illegal surveillance, organized stalking harassment, and the use of military-grade weaponry on you, your loved ones, and your home and your gardens is torture. I'm 99.9% sure that my situation is what's called political dissident, but I'm not really a dissident. I'm a humanitarian. I'm a human, civil, and constitutional rights activist. However, I have been very non-active for a long time. Just recently with this group is the first time I have been politically active in any way since 2010 with the publication of my first book, Pelicans, Coconuts, and Butterflies. So there's another element to this. It's not an MK Ultra or one of those kinds of things element, I'm 90% sure. But I'm also 90% sure, based on very interesting events in my life, that I won't relay here, but they have to do with very high spiritual beings. I'm not going to go deeper than that, but just that there's something on a soul level in my soul that has them beyond knickers and a twist. I mean, they're just like, I've never, I mean, it's the amount of resources and focus on me is disproportionate to anything that I have manifested in this lifetime. So I can only think that there has to be some DNA soul element to this that I don't really understand very well. On my mom's side, we go back to Charlemagne. On my dad's side, to one of the first nuclear liquid plasma and crystalline physicists in Europe, who was also one of the founders of CERN. So I'm not exactly sure, but again, what has been done to me, the torture of my person, particularly since 2011, has been grossly disproportionate to what I have offered the world. I'm learning more and more about how to protect myself because I never was under such assault. And had I understood better how to protect myself, I most certainly would not have begun this journey here with my community in Florida, because I would have known that it's an exceptionally odd place. Having said that, I will be speaking today with a politician who has run for Senate here, who is also watch listed. And I'll discuss with him how I might be able to. I knew, little girl. I don't see my immune system, and I have a UTI the size of Texas. I mean, I haven't had a UTI in 10 years. I don't get sick because I take really good care of myself. So I'm going to discuss with him protective measures. I just got a call from someone I would like to actually work with me to get the house together and get the furniture out, clean up after I leave, because I will be leaving Monday. I will be leaving the state of Florida Monday. So I probably will learn a lot more and be a lot more conversant. There are many folks who have spent a lot more time reviewing the hell that we all endure and the hell that's coming for every single person on the planet if they do not, what's the word, kowtow to whoever the deep state is. We know it's this accumulation of sociopathic creatures. I mean, I don't have the terminology for these guys. I really don't, because they're just so, it's just like, oh my God, it's just, and I did that for a reason. My way of observing and acting in the world and bringing my contributions is not to intellectually download this massive data and then get swimming in the data and get no action. That's not what I do. What I do is stay as clean of preconceptions as possible, and therefore experience as cleanly and as purely as possible my own experience and what I can document factually, moment to moment, breath to breath. That has made my evidence, my timeline, exceptionally outrageous. I was going through it actually right before all this happened. Maybe that's why it all happened. No, I don't think that's why. I know why it all happened. And I'll tell you that in a moment. And it's my thing is you would think I was like I don't know, Che or something. It's like, what is going on? I mean, it's just outrageous. And the hallmark, of course, is, oh, we had sun now. That's great. Yeah, it's been cloudy. You look for my clouds on my page on Facebook and the stuff that, goes on in my house. But they have a very significant problem now. And I guess that's probably why they're, all guns out, out and up, because they have a really significant problem now. Really significant. 2 countries, 3 countries actually, and 4 states. And consistently the same things over and over again. And of course, as those of us who are kind of understanding, their defense mechanism, all they have is sluts or nuts, which is so old. It's like, really? Really? I mean, only totalitarian governments have only used that defense um, to to uh, to defend themselves against the charges of crimes against humanity and very severe human rights violations that they perpetrate against the innocent and the politically active. Um, I'm so, I haven't had my coffee either. So I'm standing down as much as I possibly can. This is a longer recording because I really wanted to share a few things with you. And the other thing is that because my program is so intense and so outrageously woven, meaning in the past 3 years since I've returned to the United States, probably the 50 people that I've interacted with significantly have all been players. You can't imagine. Mine is just because a prior this program, which really started in '97, I never had any of these issues. I mean, never, never, ever, 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 ever. When I looked at my timeline, I'm like, this is an alternate timeline. This is not my organic timeline. My organic timeline before, particularly 2097, was a completely different experience. And it, of course, it's only gotten much progressively worse. So, so, um, pardon me. So I'm doing my best, but if anyone has um, any level of support to offer, please do contact me directly at 941-356-8007 or email me at anikaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com. I continue to raise funds via Justice Rising to basically get me to safe harbor so I can continue to work for my community. But the good news is we only have to basically raise about $500 in total now. I'll be fine with that. I had a really important thing I wanted to share with you, and I just I can't remember what it is. I'm going to pause for a moment. Bear with me. It's amazing what you can do when you just pause for a moment. The massive escalation of particularly the military grade weaponry, the energetic weaponry, started on April 14th at 4:30 p.m. The arrival of it was so marked that Jono and I and the cat, it was very clear. It was really very clear. And the EMF readings were, I mean, 10 days of this, and then I was hospitalized, et cetera, et cetera. But the interesting thing about this, of course, is that on that day, Joe and I had filed with Senator Rubio's office these documents that were necessary to be able to have Senator Rubio's office speak with the CIA, the NSA, FBI, FFA, DHS, Air Force, and I think a few others, but I think those, you get the picture. So I guess their response to our request to speak with them to delist us and to get the fuck out of our lives, I guess that's what the response is. So when you're dealing with wildly sociopathic people, I estimate that every single person who is a part of those programs, those Zerzetzung like horror stories, is what's called, and I bet you they profile for it too. What is that thing? I just learned this the other day. Black Triad personality. I'm telling you, look it up. I am 90% sure because it's the only definition that I've come anywhere close to, that comes anywhere close to what it appears to me these creatures are. No one of any integrity, of any moral fiber, of any ethical standard could get anywhere near being paid to torture, maim, mutilate a life, especially a very innocent. Sophie is, she's just growing. I've got to take her with me. I really do. She's my girl. Um, uh, so spend some time with that definition. So I'll use that for today. But so I'm just checking in to let you know that I'm pretty sure I'm in a decent place. And I will record and I will upload as I need to on Facebook. But please stay very close to me in monitoring, because if something untoward happens to me, although I gotta tell you, the last month was, oh my God, beyond untoward. The last month was true. I mean, the framing, the invasion, it's just like, it's, but you know what? It's their very typical butt covering program. So it's interesting to see it again, but never this severe. And I suppose that's because Florida is patently insane. I mean, I heard somewhere that almost the entire police force of Florida, not the entire police force, but it's pretty consistent throughout it, has been busted for laundering money for drug dealers. Now, I saw that in Puerto Rico. And in fact, in Puerto Rico, certain police in Puerto Rico actually deliver the drugs to the different sectors of the country for the drug dealers. Yeah, it's probably another reason I've been so targeted, because I don't know, I'm like the roving journalist. It's unbelievable. I get exposed to so much, and I'm not looking for it. I'm just like a witness, and there it is, and I'm going, whoa. And because I have a very, very logical, rational mind that's been scientifically trained, I don't believe anything until I see it about 50 ways from Sunday, and I see it way too much, 50 ways from Sunday. So thank you so much for your support and love and prayers right now. It's only about a week, and I will be out of here. I'm praying where I'm going will be safe. If not, there were 3 other places that I have safe harbor in. Two of the 3 are exceptionally safe. So worst case scenario, I have to go again. But in the meantime, please do contribute to Annie Rising, or however you'd like to contribute. I'll put a link here. I'll put links for. Oh, yeah, I know, sweetheart. Please do contact me at 941-356-8007 if you have any good ideas of how to transcend this until I leave. Or email me at anikaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com. Please understand I am still in essential stand down, because, I mean, any rational person would say that this is attempted murder for a long time, but this, she's so much better. She got very sick too, bleeding from orifices. It wasn't good. Thank you. Blessings to stay in this week.